Hi guys. Today we are going to show you 3 ideas for boy party.
Assemble the template as I'm showing you here. Print out the whole template on A4 sheets of paper. There's a template guide that comes with the template which helps and guides me when I'm assembling it so that I know where to put each marked out part. Once I've assembled the whole template, my Jeep is ready and it's time to transfer it onto the board. The board that I'm using is a Depron XPS board, but you could also use a foam board. This Jeep is going to be approximately 1 meter and 40 centimeters in height. Once I've put the template onto the board, I mark it out using a pencil or a pointed or rounded object in order so that it makes a mark on the board. This will also depend on the board that I've chosen. So now I've traced out the whole template, and here's a tip. It helps to use a ruler on the straighter sections. And now I'm going to cut it out. To cut it out, I'm using this utility knife. Very sharp. So if it's not sharp, you need to sharpen it so that it can cut the board nice and easily. Once I've done this on my board, I've cut out the whole template. I also cut out the inner section, which is a small section that needs to be cut out. I did this part, and now it's time to cut out the sides. You can cut out your side sections depending on what you're going to put inside. If you're going to fill it with paper, you can cut out an average of 10 centimeters in height for the sides, or 14 centimeters in height if you're going to fill it with balloons. As I'm going to fill mine with paper, I measured out 10 centimeters in height. I got a whole board and started cutting out. I cut out of a black board to make my black border, which is on the Jeep design. If you like this, go ahead and leave a like here for me. Now you just need to glue on the sides all the way around the Jeep, the whole Jeep template. I did all the outer edges, so now I take the section for the windshield and I start shaping the inner section as well. For the inner decoration, I used tissue paper and I cut it into 10 by 10 centimeter squares. I put a pencil inside and put some glue right in the middle of the square, and I press it down, leaving the 4 corners facing upwards. In the same way that I'm doing. It's not difficult to do. It's very simple, very easy. It looks really nice, and unlike the balloon, it will last a long, long, long time. On the part where we're going to put the car number plates, I also used a Depron XPS board with the number 2022, and to make the car tires, I used colored paper cut out. To make the colored paper more solid, I put some transparent acetate paper on the top. This will help me in the moment that it comes to gluing. So all the details are here to glue onto our car once it's ready. On laminated paper, I also cut out the word season, and I made the car headlights and also the tire details. Now it's time to glue on all of the details. I did this one detail at a time. For this bottom section, I used the same Depron XPS board to make it, but you could also use paper or cardboard, whatever you like, and painted the color that you would like. To finish the upper section, you just need to add on the paper details. So I'm going to glue on my season word here on the upper part of the Jeep. I'm also going to glue on the headlights. You can see how good it is to use the acetate paper because I'm able to glue it directly onto the cardboard. I'm going to stretch out the acetate. The headlight is already glued onto the acetate, so I don't need to glue it onto the paper. So this means that it stays firm here on my Jeep. Once you've added on all of the details, look how nice it looks. We're going to make the most of it and take some photos before we take it to the event location, and it turned out really cool and fun. And all the other parts for you to assemble. After you've assembled all of the parts, it's going to be really big. The size will be 89 centimeters high, so it's nice and tall. And I'm going to start gluing the parts together one by one until they are all stuck together. This same template that you will use for Amoung Us in this Pop-It format, you can also use in the color of your choice instead. So you just need to get your template and put it onto a board. I'm using a black foam board here because black is the color of our Amoung Us character that I'm wanting to create, but you can make it as a Pop-It as well. After I've drawn the template silhouette onto our board, this board is 1/2 centimeter in height or 5 millimeters. I'm going to cut it out using a metal ruler to guide me and a very sharp utility knife. And so you just need to go all the way around the outline. In order to cut through the board, you will need to go over the cut 2 or 3 times in order for your cut to be nice and clean. Then you just need to remove the excess and your template silhouette is ready. Once you have done this and cut the whole thing out, you also need to do the side sections. For the sides, I used the same board cut into 15 centimeter strips. In order to make the strips bendy, I make light cuts along the strip every 1 centimeter. This means that our board will be more workable and you can work it into more of an oval shape so that our board is able to curve. It doesn't matter if you need to stick one piece of board to the other to make these strips. You can do this easily using a glue gun. After I've cut out all of my strips, it's time to attach them to our Amoung Us silhouette. And I'm also using a glue gun for this. You can cut the strips that will go on the upper part of the board 1/2 centimeter less in order for them to be the same height as the edges. If you have any problems with this, you can cut them all to the same height and it will only be 1/2 centimeter different, so it won't be noticeable at all. Having done this and glued on all of the parts, all of the side sections, the inner sections, I go ahead and make our shelving sections. So you just need to look at the sizing of the shelves on your template and cut them out of the same foam board and glue them on to the correct sections. I'm going to put some white paper at the bottom, so cut it out to the size of your own template and you can fit it in nice and snug. These are the impostor glasses. If you need to cut a bit off of the strips, you can do that. If you have any suggestions of any characters for us to make here, go ahead and send me your suggestion in the comments because I really like to hear from you. Don't forget to glue on the strips with a glue gun and fill them with balloons. These balloons are 5-inch balloons inflated to 4.5 inches, so you just need to fit them into the correct place and arrange them all neatly in your sculpture. And take a look at the result, it looks great. It really is sensational, really cool, very Instagrammable, and will look so great in your photos. Everyone will want a photo with this guy. Well, I really liked the result. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial as well. I'm going to stick around here. Lots of love to you all, and I'll see you next time.
We'll need 5 cardboard boxes with a height of 92 centimeters wide of 65 centimeters. I start putting a box inside the other to gain plus 32 centimeters and a half, which is the part that closes the box, and so that I leave it open for us to gain a little more height. Then we put the other box, only that the lid of the sides, they will be open. This part of the lid here, we will glue with hot glue. In the other box that is standing, this will give more firmness to our tractor. To make the tractor track, I cut it into 2 parts. To make the tractor track, one of the parts will make the design of the track, only it has to be a little bigger than the tractor. So for that I cut a piece of cardboard, 32 centimeters and a half. Then just fix it with tape, and now with pen and string, I'll make the rounded part of it. Do not know how to do this measure, puts here for me in the comments. But it is quite simple. Just tie the string in a pen and leave it well fixed in the middle, and the other part of the string the other pen. And with that, let the string stretch. What you can do it on both sides, then just cut and leave right, and make 3 more equal parts. So you will use this as a mold to pass to other 3 parts and cut. Now we will chain the tractor. For this we use red TNT, but you can paint if you prefer. No problem. As I used to chain, I have no okay. We used a whole roll of TNT to make decorations, so I have no right measure. And the TNT was glued with hot glue on the box, so it was very practical. It's also important to leave the fabric well stretched, so just make the windows. For this, we use black adhesive tape, but you can paint this part print and paste the way you want, okay? After his departure treadmill, we painted silver, and the part of the tire, we painted black. The tire I made with strips of 32 centimeters enamel. Using the cardboard in the open box, we paint with paint and spray, but I believe if you paint with paint type, it will be much cooler because it will get a cleaner color after everything dry. Is time to assemble then. Leaves the painted part of the mat on the floor facing the floor. Started to glue the tire on the part that is curved. Is just you fold the cardboard this way, or only you find an easier way, feel free. And then you go gluing all over the edge of the mat. I used hot glue for this, and to finish I cut the leftovers while using this milk. That is much simpler and faster. Just take care. And now it's just paste top also with hot glue, and to give a nice finish on the mat, I glued a black ribbon of boardroom on the edge of it both, from the top edge and the side, and made all the difference. The result was very good. I also needed a tube of 3.5 meters. This was a donation of a graphic that in crime on canvas, but you can replace with a 6 in PVC pipe with 3 meters. Will also be cool and lighter too. This tube was encased with TNT that I used and hot glue also for it to stand. We use a base made of cement in a paint can, and it is a wood in the middle to fit forming the base. And to fit this base in the tractor, we need to open a hole in the measure of weight at the bottom and in the same shape at the top. So just fit in. But wait a minute, there's one thing missing yet. And to make the detail of the wheel, I needed 6 small plates and 4 large plates, and glued this format on the treadmill so for. The tractor also needed 2 circles of 8 inches on the cardboard and painted white, so I glued with hot glue to make the lighthouse is now just fit. More alone has no way. In fact, alone cannot do almost anything. Is always good to have a helping friend. Value it in us now that we fit the tractor in the weight and look that is already creating for. We put the track and lack the pipe that also needs help. And how heavy, but it was very firm. It's not over yet. We bought a vinyl ball, a big ball, and paint black. After that, just use an iron or plastic chain. Here you have there to attach the pipe, and the other part to the ball was the result of the tractor demolition. We also made another type of tractor. I want to know if you want a step-by-step of it too, so do not forget to leave here in the comments and the photos of all the decoration of the theme that was made. Do you want? Hope you have short leaves a lot like there, and shares a video. Subscribe, and until the next video, bye bye.